Hey everybody! I have no idea how long this will be. I have decided to be a little bit of a risk taker and am recording this in the middle of my shift, but it is a very, very slow day. I'm thinking I'll be fine, but if you see me glancing this way, that's because my computer's over there in the other room and I'm kind of like, keeping an eye on things. But anyway, I have been trying to sort my shit out as I've been explaining in my past couple videos. But that pesky spirit just keeps shoving me off the bench, you you gotta make more videos about things. So here I am. And I did want to briefly touch base, since I'm a amateur aspiring artist and all that. I wanted to touch base on my thoughts with the AI art thing. Now, undoubtedly, you've probably noticed already that the software for AI art is being distributed for free everywhere. Now, that alone should be all the red flag you need, really. I mean, it's like when the government says, "Hey, I'm here to help you." You should know that, something's wrong. There's a Trojan horse aspect to this. But what I mean in particular is actually a few things. It is a bit nuanced. The first thing is, to get the more wacky spiritual stuff out of the way. When I first started looking at AI art, and when I do look at it, whenever, it does make my stomach turn. Maybe it's an empath thing, or maybe I'm just crazy. But I swear it does. Bad vibes. Also, they never get the eyes right. The eyes always look dark and demonic as hell. And sometimes they have too many limbs or appendages. But anyway, all that aside, I think a real concern we all ought to consider for the greater implications of all humanity is how detrimental it could be to creativity. Now, it reminds me of this old parable that I cannot remember what it was from, so I'm just going to kind of, paraphrase here. But basically the parable went something along the lines of, when the written word was first invented, the wise men of the society became very worried and dismayed because they thought that the invention of the written word would promote forgetfulness. And now, of course, we all know being able to write is incredibly useful as a tool for all of us, right? But you can kind of see the bit of wisdom in that parable, right? You can kind of see how it could be a crutch and a double-edged sword. It could, promote forgetfulness if you don't have to rely on your memory so much anymore, right? Kind of similarly to how now these days everyone just looks up everything on the internet for whatever question they have. They're like, why do I have to think? I have Google right in my hands. It's just like that. With this AI art stuff being free and given to everybody, what are people going to naturally gravitate towards? The path of least resistance. Now you don't gotta work so hard to create shit. Now you can just type in a few keywords and it'll generate stuff for you. The more that happens, the more people use that, the more their ability to use their own creativity and imagination diminishes. Now, of course, this could still be used for good, positive things. There's plenty of YouTube channels I personally enjoy that do like comic book art or, graphic art or whatever, and they're using this in conjunction with their original work to enhance it. Now, personally, even that I think is icky, because at the end you're shoving your beautiful soul-driven work into this machine. But hey, at least you're still making it yourself first. I think the real detriment is going to be when people, as this continues to advance, people will be able to effortlessly create whatever through the AI. But then without the AI, what are you? Without your cell phone, what are you, So, I do think it's a Trojan horse. I do think that this, along with the cell phones and everything else, all this stuff is just to further weaken our creativity, our spirit, everything. And, I think it is something to be wary of. And it will be fascinating to see as the years go by going forward here, what impact that will have. Because we already see this with the diminishing of books, with the diminishing of people actually reading a physical fucking book. people are struggling to imagine things, like create images within their mind anymore. You know, you hear about it all the time. They're like tests and shit. People can't even imagine something basic like a colored apple in their mind's eye. And it's because everyone is becoming more and more and more reliant on this technology, and then as new generations grow up with it already here, they don't need to learn the hard way in the first place. It's the conundrum with all this stuff. It makes you dependent upon it, and then you lose your own sovereignty and ability to do it yourself. So, that's my 2 cents on that. I'm going to keep this brief. I do not like straying away from my office too long when I'm working. But, yeah, that's my 2 cents for the day. God loves you. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.